I'm here in studio with Superintendent of Pawnee School District, Tim Croneville. Welcome back to the program.
Well, thanks for having me. I appreciate it. This is what, 3 or 4 months now, so I guess I must be doing all right.
Yeah, well, we like having you here.
Well,
it's good for everyone to know what's going on with Pawnee School District. And, well, graduation coming up here in the next couple of weeks. We might get to talk to you about that beforehand, but I wanted to make sure we get it out of the way now. Goodness, first off, what can you say about this graduating class of around 30 seniors?
Well, just like all the rest of graduating classes, they've had an unusual 4 years. We are on the backside of COVID, at least for this year, and we're tired of talking about COVID. But, for this group, they've really been resilient to go through 2 years of their high school career with the type of limits and restrictions that they have had. This has been a great semester, getting back to normal. It's a good class. We just had prom this last weekend with after prom that went well. We had a senior trip. We're small enough school district that our students actually fly down to Florida and they do Disney and Cocoa Beach and the Space Center. And, if I don't get any phone calls, that means it's been a good trip. So I know that, our kids really enjoyed it. It was something that was nice that we could get back to.
No phone calls?
No phone calls.
Oh, yes. That's what we like to hear.
Best type of trip when you don't get a phone call.
So I wanted to give you a chance to kind of highlight some of these seniors. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to name kind of a category of something a senior has excelled at throughout their career. And then you're going to tell me about one or maybe two seniors that pop into mind. So first off, we're going to go with sports. Name a senior who has excelled in sports throughout their career.
Well, it's probably easiest to go a boy and a girl.
Let's go
that. You put me on the spot right off the bat, and
I didn't mean
it's
to
hard.
Do that to you.
No,
I'm
it's
sorry.
Fine. It's hard. It's hard to talk about your own kids, but from a male standpoint, probably my son Luke.
Yeah.
He has excelled on the football field through his career. He's having an excellent baseball season, hitting well over 500, leading the team. He played basketball. Basketball is definitely his third favorite, but he's a true 3-sport athlete, involved in many different things in the school district, but he really has had a nice career, leading rusher on the football team this last year. So he's really had a good career, and I would say from the male standpoint and things, and we have other good male athletes, don't get me wrong, but he's the only one that is involved in 3 sports and actually has excelled in 3 sports. From the girls' side, we've had a couple girls that have had good athletic careers. Sarah Olson has been one that has run track, that has had a good senior season and has been involved in track for 4 years. She also excels on the basketball court, one of our leading scorers for our team. I know Jordan Watts is an outstanding volleyball player for us, and she's also very good in the arts as well. We talk about that a little bit later, but she has she's had a great 4 years as well on the volleyball side.
Name a student or students, as many as you'd like, I suppose, that are very accomplished in the academic side.
This is a really smart group of kids. Our top 10, their GPA, their academic courses, their tracks, what they're doing inside and outside of the school district is really at a high level. We have 2 students that are battling out for the valedictorian and salutatorian, Kyle Newber and Alex Morrell. Both, as in any small school, not only are they top of their class academically, they're also involved in multiple extracurricular activities, from softball to bass fishing to football to band. Both of those kids have participated in band. So it's going to come down to the wire with both of those students. I know they're both 4-year college bound. A lot of accolades academically behind them, Illinois State scholars. So it'll be interesting here. The last week, our seniors are done this week, so we'll see who ends up on top. But they have been battling it out basically through their whole school career.
Who gets to make that final decision?
Well, they do, of course. Whoever has the highest GPA finishes as a valedictorian. If we have ties, I think probably in the 11 years I've been principal, I think we've had one tie, and we have co-valedictorians.
Okay.
So I know some schools have gotten rid of the val and the sal, and our school district is a very traditional small school, and we really like the val and sal. And I know my alma mater, Mount Olive, had their ceremony last week, and there was six speeches because they do the summa cum laude, and they do the college aspect of things, and
Right.
that's fine for their school district, but six is a lot. If they all tied, that I get it, but we like it to where we have a val and a sal, and like I said, if there's a tie, we have two vowels, or if we have a tie for the second, we'll have two sals.
Right.
So
Right.
and the extra few minutes for a speech at graduation is worth it because it's obviously a memory that lasts a lifetime for these students.
Name a couple of students who will make a difference in the trades once they graduate high school.
Well, we have three students that I know are thinking about going to the trades, and I know there will be more, obviously. Tyler Godfrey actually was the CACC Student of the Month for us. I know you had CACC on last week. I not last month, sorry, I believe with Chris Clark. We do have a partnership with them and send our students, and he has excelled at the CACC program. Michael Angeli is another student that has gone through CACC for 2 years, that wants to go in the trades. And we really try to encourage our students to look outside of the box. It's always been an education where college bound, 4-year college bound, 2-year college bound. And fortunately, that's not necessarily the most lucrative track for kids anymore. So we do our best to partnership with organizations so that our students that are not the college bound can go into the trades, and you can immediately be successful in the trades. You make a lot more money 1 or 2 years in the trades, especially if you get into the union, than a lot of jobs with 4 years of college. So I think those two students have got good work ethics. I think they'll do well.
Name a student that, well, and you've mentioned her a little bit, but name a student that's done well with the arts over her high school career, or their high school career, male and female, perhaps.
Well, Jordan Watts sticks out. She is an all-state flutist, and it is orchestra quality. She just really, really excels at the flute. It's one of those things where you have to hear her play just to realize how amazing she is. We also have a show choir, and we have done musicals in the past, and
That's a team effort, right?
It is
there.
a team effort, and it's tough sometimes to get kids to participate in those things because that's definitely outside the realm of a lot of kids in a small school district. But I know Abby Roseberry has a beautiful voice. She's been involved in our arts program, not only art classes, which she's very talented there, but as well as our show choir, and she was in show choir from 6th grade. Well, it wasn't called show choir then, but our choral program since 6th grade up to senior year. And I said she's very talented as well.
Name a senior who it seems like is everybody's friend.
Now that one's a tough one because that in the school district it kind of comes and goes depending on depending on the day. Maybe we can come back to that
Okay.
one. I have to think of that. And it's not that, again, everybody knows everybody in our school district. And for the most part, everybody is very friendly with everybody. It's good and bad that everybody knows your business. And of course, there's drama from time to time in the school district. But, our kids, for the most part, all get along with each other pretty well.
That's good to hear. Name a student that's made a difference in the community over their 4 years.
Well, and you hate to miss anybody because sometimes it's difficult to know this information because students don't come back into the school district and say, hey, I picked up garbage on the highway this weekend, or I volunteered at the church. I go back to our top 2 students with Kyle and Alex. I know that they are involved in community, whether it's their church or other community organizations. And I do like to highlight as many students as possible, but really nobody else right now pops to mind. But I guarantee that a true person that gives to the community is not the one that's out there trumpeting their own banner as far as what they're doing. So I know that we have other students within the within the senior class that are out there doing great things into the community. And I'm sorry if I missed you, but I know that they are.
Let me reintroduce you here, and we'll keep talking a little bit about what's going on in Pawnee School District. That's Superintendent Tim Croneville here on the WTIM Morning Show. I'm Avery Cooper. Your stream brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better with Landmark. More after this short break. Welcome into the WTIM Morning Show. Landmark of Taylorville, proud to bring you this stream. You always do better with Landmark. And People's Bank and Trust. They put people first. I'm here in studio with Superintendent of Pawnee School District, Tim Croneville, talking about all the things going on in Pawnee School District. We talked extensively about some of the graduating class coming up May 20th for graduation for Pawnee School District. But now I'd like to talk a little bit about, let's reflect, right? We're kind of towards the end of, let's call it schools and pandemic, that kind of scenario. And I want to take a chance to reflect with you about what you feel Pawnee School District has learned from this pandemic and, some things maybe you'll take it with you and maybe some things you'll leave behind. So first off, what have you learned from the pandemic, Mr. Carterville?
Well, our kids, community, and staff are resilient. This was a situation that schools have not faced in a long time. I mean, when I say a long time, I guess back in the polio days, that was probably a situation that would be somewhat similar. But that our kids are resilient and that they can adapt, and our teachers can adapt to differing situations almost daily. If you remember in the early days of the COVID pandemic, recommendations and expectations in the school seemed to change weekly. Nobody quite knew exactly what was going on, how to deal with it, how to deal educationally from a day-to-day basis. So being able to adjust on the fly has been a positive. What we take from it really has pushed any teachers and community members and students that were kind of on the fence with technology, and school districts that were on the fence with technology full in. We were already in the transition to one-to-one teaching. We were starting the process of trying to do more Google Classroom work and online work. And it made it to where that's what you had to do. There was no longer half and half. So that has been a positive for us moving forward, technology wise, and really for the future of education. That online resources, online textbooks, Zoom, all of that in one way or another is a direction that I think is going to stay, and that schools are going to go.
Well, that begs the question, what will Pawnee School District look like next year?
Hopefully back to normal. You read the news and there's always talk, well, there's another wave coming. It's, people aren't taking it as seriously now. So you don't know if you'll still have the amount of lockdowns and the masks and all of that stuff that happen, on a day-to-day basis. But what we'll take from it moving forward, the daily cleaning was a good thing. And not that school districts and the custodians don't do a great job with cleaning, but the daily sanitizing of desks and door handles in the hallways, that's a good thing. And I think that's a good thing that's going to stay for sure. It's just good practice. Hand sanitizing. Schools are obviously notorious virus and sickness havens. So getting into those and keeping those types of day-to-day operations is going to be a good thing for us moving forward.
What are some things you're hoping to leave behind in the coming school year?
Well, mask for sure. We went away from lockers to keep from having the congregation in the hallways. We're going to go back to lockers, go back to book bags in their lockers, go back to our cell phone policy from before. Those types of things didn't cause great issues, but at the same time, it can affect the orderly running of a school district. I know that some schools went back to lockers sooner than we did. We just kept our policy through the course of this year. Didn't make everybody happy. I understand that, but it's kind of what we were used to. And we got to a point in the school year, we said, let's finish out the school year this way and try to start next fall back to what a normal school year would look like.
Really quickly, we got to go. Anything else that you'd like to leave the people with?
Yeah, shout out. We talked about graduation on the 20th, but this coming Sunday, we have our baccalaureate at 4:00. And another thing that we continued on from COVID is we do a senior parade. So at 4:30, our seniors get in cars and we take a parade around town so that the community can honor them for graduating.
That is Superintendent of Pawnee School District, Tim Carterville. Thank you so much, Mr. Carterville.
I appreciate it. Been a good spring with you. I appreciate you having me on and look forward to next year.
I appreciate it as well. Take care.